Alright, y'all. I'm sure y'all know who Roger Waters is, and if you don't know who he is, you know what Pink Floyd is. You know that one band that, like, your dad likes and completely ignores the political message of? Yeah, it's that guy. He's the Pink Floyd fella, for those of you who don't know. And recently he has found himself in some trouble for being, as usual, pretty based. He has some weird takes on women and stuff like that, but here he was completely in the right. For those of you who are not familiar with The Wall, or any of his work really, The Wall is an anti-fascist album and movie, really just an art piece. It's an anti-fascist art piece expressing mainly the internal tension of a rock star who was very creatively named Pink Floyd, and his sort of journey to becoming what he is and de-learning what he became. If that makes any sense, I highly recommend you watch the movie. Even though it is a bit slow at parts, it has some weird pacing issues. But that aside, it is a very, very good movie, and I've watched it multiple times. And I don't really watch movies multiple times. But anyways, back on topic. Roger Waters has come under fire for being based. Now, there is an organization called Stop Anti-Semitism, which sounds pretty good on paper. I too want to stop anti-Semitism. I think anti-Semitism is bad, and me personally, I think Jews are pretty cool. But this organization's name is pretty misleading. What it actually is a Israel propaganda account that constantly, and annoyingly posts Zionist propaganda. And of course, Roger Waters, being anti-Israel and pro-freedom, came under fire for not supporting Israel. And ever since he has publicly supported Palestine, there have been these Zionist groups using every single small little thing that they can to try to get at him, interpret his words in bad faith, yada yada yada. You name it, they've probably done it. And now, what they've done is taken a clip from his The Wall show out of context of him reenacting the assassination, the murder of Anne Frank. Now, for Roger, this is a sort of political awakening for him. His father fought in World War II. His father died in World War II fighting Nazis. He grew up with Anne Frank being a household name, and this is maybe a weird way of paying honors to her, but it is, at the end of the day, paying honors to her and the suffering that she faced under the oppressive rule of Nazis. And interpreting in a way to where saying Roger Waters wants Anne Frank dead and she deserved it is very strange, very weird even, maybe even a bit malicious, because some people are just going to see this clip of Roger Waters with a red armband walking on stage with an MP40 shooting it at presumably Anne Frank and be like, oh, so he just hates Jews. Well, no, that's not at all what happened. He was playing the role of the titular rock star that I was talking about earlier, Pink Floyd, and during the peak of his sort of mania, he becomes a super huge Nazi fascist. And, you know, I don't really have to connect the rest of the dots. I think you should be able to do that yourself. I think you're smart enough to. I might be proven wrong though. Let's see in the comments. The far-right Zionist group, Stop Anti-Semitism, posted this clip and basically said, not a good look, sweaty. If you want to see the full tweet, here it is right here. You can look at it. You can pause the video so you can read it all. But I'm pretty sure you'll come to the same conclusion as me, that the tweet just basically says, not a good look, and really nothing else. It doesn't maybe critique his presentation, which I'm sure could use some critique. You don't have to dress up like a Nazi to critique Nazis, you know? I do it all the time, and I don't dress up like a Nazi. But then again, I do see the inherent value of having it be that blatant and theatrical, because it can't really get into some people's stone-headed minds if it is not that incredibly obvious. Even if it does look a little weird, I'm sure if you put on your critical thinking caps for more than like half a second, you'll realize, oh, It's not him supporting Nazis, it's him obviously critiquing Nazis by reenacting this terrible thing that happened in real life. Then again, this same anti-Semitism organization, I don't even know if it's a real organization, it could just be a dude in a Twitter account with an LLC. They posted, "Oh yeah, here's Roger Waters with an anti-Semite." And then you just look it up and it's like, she had some based things to say about the ethno-state of Israel. Like, come on, man. Come on. You can do better owns than this. If you want to own Roger Waters, talk about maybe his, kinda weird take on Putin that I'm pretty sure he walked back. Talk about maybe his, kinda misogynist, maybe, views on women. Don't talk about where he's actually based. You can attack him in ways that are completely reasonable and I would agree with. However, here you just look kind of out of your depth and you look pretty stupid. Now, to be honest with you, the pig with the Star of David, that does look pretty bad. At the face of it. However, I'm sure if you added any sort of context ever, you would be like, okay, that's actually an art piece meant to critique fascism and the ethno-state of Israel. Okay. I'm sure I'm correct about that, and I don't even know why the pig was there, but I'm sure I'm correct about that. And they just don't have the critical thinking skills to think anywhere beyond surface level and realize that art is inherently meant to be interpreted beyond the absolute surface of it, except for in very small cases. But with Pink Floyd and Roger Waters, if you're looking at the surface, you're kind of looking at it wrong. Then the ADL, an actual trustworthy organization, said, hey, Roger Waters has a pretty big backlog of being not anti-Semitic and pro-Judaism. And then this weirdo, solo, just Twitter fucking hot seater was, oh yeah, and then they just didn't provide any evidence of the opposite. It's like, come on, ADL, we're ashamed of you. Then provide evidence of why you are, instead of just being like, I'm ashamed because you disagree with me and you have evidence to provide for your disagreement. Some organization you are. It's incredibly stupid, and I feel like it really falls flat on its face, and you don't really need any sort of critical thinking at all this time to realize that it is stupid. When you disagree with somebody, and you have zero reason, there is one of two reasons. Either you're using intuition, which, while it can be useful, doesn't prove anything. Intuition doesn't prove anything. Or, in this case, you're being stupid. And, I think I know which one that this little solo fucking tweeter is. I think he's just being stupid. I think he's just lost it. Calling every single Palestine supporter a Nazi worked for these people for so many years. And when I say these people, I mean Zionists. I don't mean Jews as a whole. I mean specifically Zionists. It worked for these people for so long, until we actually got a view of what was going on in Palestine and we saw the genocides for ourselves. It worked until we could actually prove them on their bullshit. And now that we can actually prove them on their bullshit, it's not working anymore. They can't just lie about Palestine supporters. They have to make shit up and hope to sweet Jesus that people don't fact check them. Because all that Zionists have on their side right now is complete falsehoods, just complete lies, and yes, a lot of Palestine is far right. However, this is a state that has been under constant siege ever since the creation of Israel. I don't really blame them. If I had, white people who are slightly less tan than me, all up on me always, to be honest with you, I'd probably be a little racist too. Is it right? No. Is it understandable? Yes. Should it be corrected? Yes. And, It's really unfortunate that that a lot of Palestinians, maybe not most, but a lot of Palestinians are anti-Semitic. That is just a truth that we have to live with. And, you know, it'd be great if that could be corrected. However, Palestinians have more of a valid reason for being anti-Semitic than Jews do for being Zionist. It's simple as that. Palestinians have become an oppressed people. I really think they probably always were. Palestinians have become incredibly oppressed, and they are constantly under siege, and it is always from the same people. It is always from these Zionist nerds that come from Philadelphia to live in Israel because they think, Israel based. And man, with the brainwashing that America and other countries have done for Israel, it's gonna be hard to unlearn all that. Just being completely honest. But anyways, I think I've said about all I have to say on this topic. It's really unfortunate that people have their words misinterpreted on purpose. I can understand maybe having a misunderstanding here or there, but whenever you are framing the actions or words of somebody on purpose in a misinformative manner, that is incredibly stupid, and it is incredibly low of a terrible organization. I think, you know, they should be used to biting this low, but frankly with you, I'm not. I like to debate people's actual ideas instead of, you know, my imagined version of their ideas. But I guess that's just me. Anyways, enough of my rambling for today. I hope y'all liked the video. If y'all did like it, you know, leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, don't do anything. Especially don't leave a like. God, I would hate that. I would hate to see like a bunch of likes on this video. That would suck. But anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Whenever next time may be. Hopefully sometime soon though. Alright, bye.